Sheamus is angry with the WWE, and I fully support him. Let's talk about it. If you haven't heard, recently Sheamus went on to a podcast or an interview of some sort, and he ended up talking about how he was unhappy with creative and just saying how he wasn't happy with the company and how they've been treating him as of recent. I mean, just to pull some quotes that he said in this interview, he said that his character feels like he's all about fist and elbows. He also went on to say that he came out of Clash at the Castle with great organic momentum. And then he also went on to say that he feels like that momentum that he gained was just waste. So what momentum is he exactly talking about? Well, I would have to assume that he is talking about his match with Gunther at Clash at the Castle. A lot of people consider that to be match of the year. Me personally, I would agree to that. And, I mean, after that match, nothing really happened. I think they may have fought one more time, but nothing really came out of the situation. He was a part of a triple threat match with Gunther and Drew McIntyre, where he did end up losing again. And just to make one thing clear, just because he loses these feuds doesn't mean that he is not being used valuably. Shit. I gotta find a better way to phrase this. He isn't saying these things because he's losing in these feuds. I think a lot of his frustration is coming within the last 6 to 7 months. I mean, right after WrestleMania, he hasn't really done anything. Neither have the Brawling Brutes, to be quite honest with you. One of the biggest things that he went on to complain about during this interview was that he wasn't even in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which was in the UK. And I completely get that. I mean, he got a great crowd reaction when he was in Clash at the Castle, so why not put him on the card at least for Money in the Bank? It would have been interesting to see him and Butch in the match too. I feel like that would have been a pretty interesting dynamic to see them work together and then work against. And I think the biggest part about this interview, or the thing that really stuck with me, was that he said his character is all fist and elbows. And that's just a great way to put it. I mean, for the past couple years, he's only really been known as the guy who likes to fight. Whenever he's with the Brawling Brutes, their whole thing is that they get together and they go, fight. But, like, what does that even mean? Butch's whole character is that he just likes to fight people and he's a maniac. I'm pretty sure that all three of those guys really like to show what they could do promo-wise. I mean, we saw Butch, aka Pete Dunne, really flourish in NXT UK, and I don't really see why they're not really utilizing him in that same way in the WWE. And then Ridge Holland is his own fucking thing. I can make a whole video about how they haven't used that guy. Ugh. I think a great way that WWE can really redeem this situation would be to have Sheamus feud with Gunther one last time. Obviously, you gotta spice it up a little bit, but there's a number of different ways that you could do that. You could add a stipulation, have Sheamus put his career on the line. You could have Imperium and the Brawling Brutes banned from ringside. You could do a number of different things. You could, even if you want, turn Sheamus heel against the Brawling Brutes, win against Gunther, win the IC title, and then feud with Butch and Ridge Holland. But I just think from like a personal standpoint, I think that would make Sheamus happy. I mean, that is the title that would complete his Grand Slam. He would have won both major titles, but being the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship. He's held the tag team titles, he's held the US title, and all he needs left is that IC title. I'm definitely interested to see how WWE responds with this. Whether that's putting him on TV, whether that's setting him out for a little while just because he was talking bad about the company. Hopefully that doesn't happen because I really do like Sheamus. Or maybe something completely random could happen. I mean, just off the top of my head, I watched SummerSlam yesterday, pretty mid pay-per-view, but I think it would be interesting to see Sheamus and LA Knight feud. That could be something that puts Sheamus in the spotlight. I mean, I don't know how he would feel about putting LA Knight over because Sheamus isn't going to get over in that feud. But I mean, at least he would be doing something. I think that would also help fix that all fist and elbows comment too, because I mean, when you're in a feud with LA Knight's whole thing is that he's really good at cutting promos. So Sheamus is going to have to cut some promos back. And we've seen some pretty good promos from him. In the lead up to this year's WrestleMania, he had some great promo work with Drew McIntyre. And I think that his promo work is really underutilized. But I don't know. That's just me. Got a little bit of a shorter video for today. If you're interested in watching some more content, you should click this video right here about how I talk about why LA Knight isn't getting pushed by the WWE. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace.